Hi everyone, it's Roger here from What's On at DisneyPlus.com. A quick news update for you guys on how Disney Plus is one of the top streaming services according to customer satisfaction. But before we go any further, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. So according to a new survey by Whip Media, Disney Plus and Hulu are among one of the top streaming services in terms of user satisfaction. Now the main top one that everyone's going to have to beat is Max. Max is just sort of killing it right now in the US. Obviously this is all based on the US version. So Max is doing really well in terms of keeping people happy, primarily due to the UI. I mean, that kind of maybe helps with the fact that they've just had a brand new app, so everything's nice and fresh and new. But also, I think the thing with, especially with Max, was the combination of Discovery Plus and HBO Max together is now offering a lot more choice, a lot more options. Only this week they're adding in the new sports tier in there as well. They've just adding in some new CNN content, so they're really kind of going all in on there, and I think that's definitely helping, and it definitely seems to be working. I think it's going to reflect in next year's survey because yeah, just the amount of different quality shows that are coming out, but also the variety. That's the key thing. Now, both Disney Plus and Hulu did well on both of them, just slightly below Max. And I do feel like when the US finally gets things together and they have Hulu and Disney Plus together, then you're going to start seeing both of them really coming together to offer so much more variety. For me here, like in the UK and those of us around the world, we're used to seeing a lot more variety on Disney Plus. We get shows like the Kardashians and the D'Amelio Show giving you some reality TV stuff. You've also got the Nat Geo stuff. You've got some real like drama things going on right now, like with the upcoming like Murder at the End of the World and things like that. So we get a little bit more choice. But in the US, Disney Plus is still lacking a little bit behind because it doesn't have as much original content of variety. It's still got high quality stuff. Much like with Max, Disney Plus is really benefiting from having a huge library of content, lots of films and shows and stuff on there, which are keeping people engaged, especially people that are subscribed to it. Again, I think when the US side gets all that 20th Century Studios and FX stuff, there's going to be even more library content, better films for adults and stuff. So I think that can only go up. I can't see how that's going to be a bad thing. Both Max and Apple TV Plus are apparently still ahead in terms of quality of their originals over Disney Plus, which I'm not really surprised at, because I think while the Disney Plus shows like Marvel and Star Wars are pulling in audiences, they can be a little bit divisive in terms of how people are liking them or not liking them. And I definitely feel like Apple TV is kind of pushing out some great stuff. Also, HBO has always been notoriously good for making content. But yeah, it's just really interesting, I think, to see how Disney Plus is still pulling in audience satisfaction points and still kind of keeping people active and moving. In terms of like user interface, Disney Plus really hasn't had any major updates for well over 2 years. I suspect, again, we're going to have probably a big update when they add in all the Hulu content. And I'm at this point now where, you know, it's been around for a while and things haven't really been changing, but you know stuff is going to be changing soon. So hopefully that will improve things. And yeah, it's understandable why Disney Plus is a little bit further down in terms of that. But overall, this kind of thing with user satisfaction shows that people are very much into Disney Plus and Max. Still happy with Netflix, so it's slightly dropping down a little bit more. And I always feel with Netflix, it's more a case of, you know, they throw out so much content that there's enough there to generally keep people entertained. Some of it is good, some of it's bad, but generally the bad stuff you forget and the good stuff you remember. So that's always a key thing. Apple TV does very well in terms of originals, but it doesn't have that library content. The worst performing one seems to be Peacock. That one, while it has improved drastically over the last year, it's still way behind all the other streaming services in terms of consumer satisfaction. I also find it funny that Amazon Prime Video is a little bit behind. And now I'm not entirely surprised by this because I am always disappointed with Amazon every time you get in there. I think because they flood the whole thing with all these extra channels that you've got to pay for. You've got also all the movies and shows. But it shows that it's got all these, you know, thousands of movies and shows and stuff, most of which you have to buy. They're not included in the package. Or they're just like user generated like YouTube stuff. I just find it really clunky and it's hard to find stuff. Everything is on Amazon Prime, but I find that UI very it's just how many people are using their Amazon Prime for the video. That's the key thing. So again, interesting to see that that user sort of consumer satisfaction is much lower on it, and I'm not surprised with it because that's how I feel about it. It's definitely, you know, you go in there and it's hard to find stuff. I mean, I definitely feel Disney Plus needs to make some adjustments in terms of making things a little bit easier to find. You know, more collections, more of an algorithm as well, because it can be a little bit like generic on the front page and stuff of how it works. But generally on a whole, it does look like Disney Plus is doing pretty well. It will be interesting to see how people respond with like the ad tiers being introduced. And it's not just a Disney Plus, they're all doing it. They're all pushing their ad tiers primarily. They're all pushing up the price of their non-ad tiers. You know, Netflix are going to be doing it. Disney Plus is doing it in the next few weeks. They're all doing it. They're all pushing up those non-ad ones to try and get more people into the ad tiers. We're really seeing that becoming very apparent. And again, it's not just one, it's all of them kind of doing it. So even Amazon are bringing in ad tiers. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how all this moves on. And we definitely kind of feel like going into this next stage of streaming services where, you know, people will talk about it like becoming like cable, and I would say, you know, in some way that is what's happening. Essentially, I'd look at it now like they're just trying to make it pay, and unfortunately, I do think that is going to hit on consumer satisfaction with like the overall experience, especially when you're comparing it to the past. That's going to be a problem for them. But if they keep putting on great originals, keep adding in library content, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, you know, if we could do a idea of like what we would say to Disney to kind of get them to make Disney Plus a lot better, we could give them sheets and sheets and sheets of ideas of things that, you know, that could improve things, and I think that would work. But yeah, they're also trying to balance the books and stuff, so they've got that fine line to go. I think they've kind of gone a little bit too much the other way with trying to cut costs. I think that is going to impact on them next year when this survey comes out again. But let us know, are you satisfied with Disney Plus? Do you agree with these stats in terms of thinking that Max is the best right now? I'd love to hear your thoughts on all this in the comments below. Remember to go check us out over at what's on at disneyplus.com. Like, follow and subscribe, and I shall see you guys soon. Laters.